Welcome back to another episode of Stingy Gamers, guys. Here we're back with the build now, so you guys can see it's all completed. Sorry about the delay. I know it took a little bit over a week, but here it is. I got a couple benchmarks and I got a couple games I want to show you guys, and I think it's worked out really good. As you guys can see, we ended up with the 750 Ti, and it fit perfectly right there, and we didn't end up using the power connector from the power supply, so we could have actually saved some money if we had opted to use the 750 Ti from the beginning, and then we wouldn't have needed a maybe we could have gotten cheaper in a power supply, but I mean this one's perfect. And then there's the capacitors that got in the way. I don't know if you guys noticed for the graphics card, so I had to cut that little plastic out. It's not a real good view, so here's another better view. It wasn't a big deal. It was a little chunk that I cut out. And then I started running the benchmarks here. And I do want to point out that the CPU is not overclocked in this benchmarks. I think here at the end I'll show you guys a Cinebench score with the CPU actually overclocked to I think 2.9 gigahertz. But for now the benchmark was not overclocked because I wanted to show you guys what the what the raw score would be with the GPU and CPU on the benchmarks and on the games as well without being overclocked, so that some of you guys may not always be overclocking your CPUs, especially with an older CPU like this. It's kind of a pain in the ass and a big hassle to overclock it. So instead of having to maybe show you guys how to do it and go through the hassle of all that in case you guys wanted to do it, I decided just not to, because I mean it really, I didn't notice a huge improvement game wise. I definitely noticed an improvement on the Cinebench, and I'll show you guys that, but game wise itself I felt that it was not boosting the FPS as much as I thought it would, and that could have been just the games I tried, but maybe later on I'll show you guys. But for now, I just want to give you guys a heads up that these benchmarks right here are not do not have the CPU overclocked. As you guys can see right there, 40 FPS solid. That was for medium settings at 1080p. Then I went ahead and show you guys. Wanted to go ahead and show you guys low settings at 1080p as well. So that'll be coming up here next. But as you guys can see, 40 FPS is not bad, guys. 1080p, it's a little bit more demanding, and I was surprised because the CPU does not appear to be the bottleneck here. As you guys can see, even here at low settings, the GPU is the one getting maxed out. The CPU is, doing just fine. I'm sure there is a little bit of bottleneck at some points, but for the most part, it could be that this benchmark is just more demanding on the GPU than it is on the CPU. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied. As you guys can see here, the FPS, they're idling a little bit higher, around the 50 mark range, which is not bad because we are running 1080p. And then maybe on one of the next benchmarks, or I'll probably do one of the next benchmarks for the next episode. Maybe I'll throw in 720p, because I think even though we are focusing on 1080p for this build, 720p would be ideal, and you'd probably be able to go a lot higher settings at 720p, and performance would probably be improved by a lot. But even here, you guys can see that there are a couple spikes. I don't know if you guys noticed right there for a second, it spiked down to the 20s. So there's little spikes right there where the system can't handle, and then for some weird reason it just spikes all the way down. But I mean, it's an older system, so it's kind of hard to figure out what it is. FPS 55 right there. It's not bad, guys. It's pretty good scores, guys. As you guys can see here, 3.22 points. So it's about a half a point higher, a little bit over half a point higher than it would be running stock, and also around about the same higher than the E8200 was when we got it at 2.5 or 2.6, somewhere around there. So as you guys can see, this was a better choice, especially overclocked. Look at that gorgeous PC right there. I'll probably add some custom lighting or something. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys would like to see up, because I probably want to have fun with this, see what we can do with it, probably pimp it out and whatnot. And as well as always, let me know what games you guys want to see benchmark down there below, and I'm probably going to go ahead and run the Counter-Strike benchmarks here next.